Hey guys, what's going on? This is the Eric Barber here, and welcome back to a brand new movie review. I have just seen Avatar: The Way of Water. After 13 years, we finally got our sequel to the first breakout Avatar movie. Let's go see if it was worth the wait. Alright, to start with this film, I'm just gonna jump right into it. Let's talk the visuals. The visuals, as you'd expect, were amazing. They were definitely like that crisp 4K quality that you'd expect when you hear the words 4K. I will say this though, there were times where the film looked so freaking impressive, and then it cut to a scene where it just looked good. Like, because it was just so, like, out of body good, and there's no trailer clip to really even show you guys this because obviously I wouldn't put something that doesn't look the best in a trailer. But like, there are times where like they're just so glimmering off the water and stuff. They look so detailed, lifelike. You can see like the indentations of their flesh, stuff like that. And then other times where they're just looking a little bit more smooth, they'll cut to it. It was a little bit jarring for me, but it wasn't a big hindrance for the visuals. I give it like an 8.5 out of 10. And anytime it was going crazy, it was a 10 out of 10. Just a few times where I felt like it was a little jarring, where they kind of toned it back for a quick second. Next up, let's talk the characters. This is crazy, but I did not do any more additional research for this film. And I only watched the original Avatar once. I did not rewatch it coming back into this film. So, I mean, the cast is definitely way more expanded. We're more so looking at Jake Sully's kids, or Jake Sully's kids, his family. And I hate to even use the word family because someone that is definitely lacking in this film is actually, I'm not going to try to pronounce her name, Jake Sully's wife. You know, she was such a pivotal character in the first film, and they really put her in the backseat for this film. She was really known in the first movie for just conveying so many raw, powerful emotions, and she still does that in this movie, but doesn't feel as earned because she doesn't get the same amount of development. She chimes in very infrequently. As for the new cast, you know, we got some new human characters, we got some new Avatar characters, a lot of classic characters from the first one. I'm saying classic kind of loosely because I feel like these characters aren't even that well known, but I'm just saying it now. They did not really appear that much in Avatar 2. Even Jake Sully takes a much reduced role compared to his past role. It mostly focuses on his kids. And when it comes to his kids, I think they actually have good, solid performances. I think everyone is able to deliver really high quality performances with the range of their voice, their inflections. When they're talking, it feels real when they talk. I do have one really big gripe with the characters, and that actually comes from the villains. Any person that's a villain in this movie, they are like mustache twirling evil. It is like the biggest joke in the world. They're shown to be completely unempathetic. They even kind of like enjoy seeing other people in pain. They're just total capitalist demons, you know? And I would have just so much preferred to have them flesh things out a little bit, especially given that it's a 3 hour long movie. There is some twists at the end that kind of does like, this kind of adds some more character to them, but given the whole length of the franchise, I think it's very basic, in my opinion. And you know, speaking of the movie being over 3 hours long, I mean, let's talk the pacing real quick, man. I thought the movie starts out, it just kind of rushes through all these events. This happens, this happens, this happens. And, you know, the first Avatar is all about fighting off the humans from taking over setting up base and camp in the Avatar world in Pandora. And then boom, in the second one, it just pretty much just says like, hey, these guys have an established camp and they're kind of entrenched in all ways of life on Pandora, but we don't really know to what degree, and we don't even know how they did it. Hardly at all. We just kind of know that their technology improved a lot since last time they were there, and they have better strategies, but it doesn't go into it that much. So that the whole beginning, I do have a gripe with. Over the time of the movie, I'd say it got better. Like, you start to feel more of an attachment to the characters. I thought that was cool. And I will say this, you know, I'm just gonna throw out a theory here. You know, now that Avatar is owned by Disney, I think they're trying to build it out more like a franchise. There's so much more world building into this movie. Like, there's other tribes of sorry, I don't remember the names of the other of the Avatar people. There's, totally new landscapes and the water scenes. There's new technology that the humans use. There's all these new animals to bond with, and there's completely different physiologies for some of these characters. It's crazy, and kind of they add new rules, new just good lore building. That's something I can always appreciate, and I don't think they went crazy with it. Next up, the score. I'm just gonna say this. I do kind of like how there weren't really just random pop songs or anything like that kind of thrown in there. There was a Weekend song that closed out the movie, but after watching Black Adam a little while ago, that kind of shoehorned all these pop culture references. I think they did a good job of not dating this movie. I also want to say this movie kind of assumes that you just watched Avatar 1, I feel like, because it's just very relevant to what happened. I feel like in the future they're kind of setting this up to be like one of those binge weekends where you just watch all 5 Avatars all at once. Well, guys, I know I said quite a bit, and I don't want this review to be too long. I tried to kind of stay low in the spoiler territory for you guys as well. I will say this. I quite enjoyed Avatar 2. The visual specs kind of sent things to a new level, man. I mean, especially because the VFX team that we're kind of been used to have been the Marvel movies, and they've kind of been dropping the ball. Black Adam didn't do the best. DC hasn't been that great. So Avatar once again set a new pillar up there. I wasn't taken away the same way that I watched Avatar 1 for the first time. The technology just wasn't as big of a crazy scale jump for me, but overall it was really cool. So Avatar 2, what am I going to give it? With a 1 to 10, with 5 being average, I give Avatar 2 a 7. It is a solid watch. It's a long watch, pacing issues, but again, the visual effects are awesome. The action is clean, it's tight, it's fun, and there's a good healthy amount of it. And a lot of the family dynamics, I feel like you can really appreciate it. 7 out of 10, Avatar 2. I'd watch it, but I don't know if I want to watch it again next weekend because it's a long movie. Take care, everybody. Peace.